that goes in the ear and straight to the heart. I'm pretty sure the performance of the Arjunas gave credence to that saying. So please, a huge round of applause. Many of you wouldn't have heard a lion roar, but today you all are going to experience it. So please join me in welcoming the lions of the Bharatha house. We have Krishna R, Prashanth Thakuri, Shankar Narayanan. On the keys, we have Prashanth and Karthik. On the strings, we have Ishaan, and S. Shashank. On brass, we have Shivam, G. Sai Prashanth, Karthik Subramaniam, and Krishna. And on trumpet, we have Tejaswi and D. Sai Aditya. Conducting the show will be S. Sreeram.
Through our performance, which we are dedicating to Swami, we wish to portray a pilgrim's progress. Right from the time it was born, not knowing its destiny, not knowing its destination, to the time it takes the first steps as a toddler, to the time as an unwilling school child not wanting to do his homework, wanting to go and play, to the time of adolescence when he has to face his fears and sometimes take the wrong turn too. Then comes the time when you're hurried into a corner by the world. Guru comes as a ray of hope into your life, but the Guru doesn't go easy on you. He puts you to the rigors of life, or shall I say, the rhythms of life. And in the end of the journey of this pilgrim, the end of this yatra for this pilgrim, he reaches his goal, gets his salvation, and after that, it's just celebration. Thank you. Music is a word within itself, with a language we all understand. I have understood it today, and I reckon the same holds for all of you. For helping us understand this fact, a roaring applause for the Bharathas, please. Swami has always said that one must receive any kind of news in a calm and composed manner. So to calm down our adrenaline pumped bodies, Sagar Shivkoti and Abhijit Nambudiri will be rendering the song Why Fear When I Am Here, along with Aditya and Ganapati, while the judges discuss and declare the results of the competition. Over to the performance.
Sayo.
Oh
more soulful. And today my experience sitting there was really, really soulful. That's the word that came to my mind because it just uplifted me to a different level. And I don't imagine this kind of quality and presentation that you guys have put together. Teams here. It's been so amazing. It's been so amazing. I have given my comments which are very, very holistic. I have not seen each and every instrument in its detail to comment on it. I have not gone into the analytical part. I think Ramani will do that. I looked at it more holistically and it was really, really soulful. Thank you so much for making us part of this, and it's a privilege to share our results which are extremely difficult. I don't think so we can judge. We are not the right people to judge because the effort that has gone behind this is far beyond judgment. However, since it's a play, we have to make it like a play. So I would like Ramani to come down and give his critical comments on this. It's important to do that so that we take ourselves to the next level.
Om Shri Sairam. So there's always a thing called playing a good cop and a bad cop. So I take always the role of a bad cop. But let's see, the guys who I really make stand out, the past 5 years I've been coming here at least 3-4 times. I think this is the 4th time now, ever since the orchestra competition has started. So I'm a veteran here. The more I hear, it's like sharing brothers Jagdish sentiment. The more I hear, I want to become a student again. So I'll come to you for admission. Probably I'll take up the entrance test also. I'll go through the rigmarole. So I would like to call both the teams on stage, and I will probably call out a few names who really stood out in today's performance. But before that, as I always do, I would want the people who have put this show together, especially the maintenance and the mic boys. So I would like them to take Swami's Namaskar specifically. They did a wonderful job. I don't know how they do it. Considering the instrumentalists typically play only one note, probably the prime note. After that, they have to judge the entire orchestra. Where there are a lot of variables that goes into playing during the whole course of a 10-15 minutes piece. That there is a crescendo, there is a place where there is melody, and to keep shifting the knob from min to max to min, it is such a Herculean task. And when the job is done very well, nobody says anything. When the job is done so bad, or even there is a small glitch, everybody starts taking notice the importance of the mic board. So, good round of applause to them. Been so perfect. Yesteryears I have seen a bit chaotic stage. The reason why it would have been chaotic is the number of instruments that have gone there might have been a lot, but this time it looks more organized and defined. So I commend the boys who have done the stage arrangements as well. Now I would like both the teams, Arjuna on one side, Bharatha on the other side, to come on the stage. I tend to overdo this by really going into each and every instrument, but with time constraint, I will like to kind of cut short and only call out those boys who have really stood out well. That doesn't mean that the others haven't contributed. Three or four heroes always stand out in a particular musical presentation. That doesn't demean the power of togetherness, the power of a team, and how they contribute within a team. The reason why I'm calling out is there is a chance for them. I mean, it's not my opinion or whatever, but it's one sort of my perspective that they could even consider music for a very, very long run beyond this institution for the future, etc. So the first house Arjuna that performed, it was a very good, neat, rhythmic performance overall, right from the beginning till the end. I think what stood out was the middle brass section. They kind of interspersed a lot of brass pieces together and put it together. So good round of applause for the guys who played the brass section. It's always pretty difficult to manage with two violins, especially the pitch and the tonality. Though the violins are of different makes, I think they still try to hold it together. So I will still give them a good consolation prize. What was lacking probably in the first team was once the conductor also had to play a dual role of getting into an instrument. After that, there was a few miss in terms of coordination. So it doesn't matter even if whether you have a team number restriction. If not, you should always try and have one conductor with whom they can have a reference point throughout the presentation, so that that person holds the entire composition together. The Vishwara Vinayaka piece that was done initially, I think it was slightly overdone. Once you establish the fact that this is the piece, this is where you're getting to, you can kind of go on and kind of graduate into the next piece. So, probably reduce few bars and cycles of that and, get into that. The guitar players were really good, but underutilized. Those guys could have really come out and played. Towards the end, they did pull off a kind of a solo thing together, but if they had done a bit more, or kind of come in once in a while, that would have added a lot of variety. Overall, a very decent performance, but the theme of the game of life between the first and the latter part was slightly missing, is what I thought. Over to House Bharatha, the theme of pilgrimage. I could really see the struggles of a devotee who goes around temples, stand in queues, good. So I could imagine Tirupati, Shabarimala, all those, Rishikesh, probably Badrinath, all those kind of places and standing in long queues with the middle portion of the entire Mridangam came. Probably that's all a fight among devotees to catch a glimpse of the Lord. The experiment with respect to rhythm, I think the multiple rhythms that you brought together, that was super with, the 5/8, the 3/4, 4/4, all those things really came together. Typically what happens is the lag between one rhythm type to another rhythm type, there is too much of a variation, but I think you guys kind of held it together. That's a taiko drum. I think that guy really notched it by involving the audience. That's very important in an orchestral competition, because if it is a typical solo performance, let's say a Hindustani concert or a Carnatic concert, it's all the doer here and the audience just enjoys it. They kind of keep really silent because the concentration shouldn't lag for those individual performances. This is exactly opposite during the orchestra, where there is a Vadya Vrinda kind of setup, where the audience also gets to involve, they interact a lot. And the good part of interaction was also that the team here was also supporting and giving cues to the audience when to clap. Normally, so this is pretty famous in Puttaparthi also. The audience start clapping like this, and after that they start clapping like this. There is no rhythmic continuity at all. So the main artists really go haywire. So because people tend to get overexcited, etc. But because you guys also kept clapping and keeping the rhythm, that really kept for further down the piece to remain in the same tempo. What I really loved today was the violin of the second team, Bharatha. Can you come on? So he played the pizzicato part. Normally people really do not play the pizzicato. You should really take consider this as a career. And I love the conductor saying push to the audience. And from that moment onwards, the suspense really built. I think the Mridangam guy and the Tabla guy really held it together. So all the Tihais or Chakratas or whatever you played together, that really fell in place. Slightly at that point, it became over-dominating, just like the previous team's brass section. But nevertheless, that's where I really imagine all the pilgrimage spot where people really fight to catch a glimpse of the Lord. Nevertheless, the theme really, spoke for itself. So overall, and the final piece also, it really gave a grand ending where all the pilgrims, wherever they have gone all over in the world, they all look like they assembled in Prashanth. That really came out together. It's not my advice, but my sincere request, the second team in specific, you should remain a group for life. You guys have so much chemistry now. Brother Jagdish, he's been part of the first brass band, and this afternoon he actually came down from brass band practice for the alumni New Year. So this is something that is really going to hold us together with Swami. Each one of us have our own association with Swami. Some like to do some sadhana, some like to cut vegetables, some like to be part of the sick ward, some like a lot of cough. Some like to be part of sick ward, some like to be part of music, some like to be part of sports and activities. Each one of us have our own relationship with God. So at least in today's context, people who have played or hummed or something, should continue doing this, what you're good doing and keep going. Thank you so much, guys. But today I'm not going to be the bad cop. I'm again going to put the onus on Brother Jagdish to announce the results.
So, the success of any endeavor depends on a whole lot of factors, some seen, some unseen. So, it's my pleasant duty to bring to notice some of these reasons to all of you. Swami always said, keep God first, and that's why I think it is best that we thank our beloved Bhagwan first for setting in motion the wheels that led up to this wonderful event and made it a grand success. Next, to the auditorium department for letting the venue be in a perfect condition and ensuring that it remained that way. The prayer hall department for arranging Swami's chair, footstools and glass. The multimedia department for giving us memories for life. And as the honorable judges pointed out, the audiovisual team for making possible this program. And finally, the loudest cheer for the audience who cheered up the performers. Finally, I have only one thing left to say. In music, we play the moments, pause the memories, stop the pain, and rewind the happiness. I know you all will unanimously agree that the performers made us feel that way today. And so, another huge round of applause for both teams. Now I would